Parents of Reddit, what is a rule you never thought you would have to create, let alone enforce? We don't poke each other in the butthole, not in the bath, not ever. No flicking the hamster's enormous nuts. Seriously, why are they so big? Just imagine the finger of your god slowly reaching down towards you, quite possibly to bestow some amazing and likely edible gift, then suddenly faster than you can process it slams straight into your nuts. Not a parent, but my sister has a lot of rules for my youngest niece, who's 8. I don't know all of them, but a few I had to enforce when I was watching her and her older sister were: no climbing on the rails of the ferry boat, not on the inside of the boat, and absolutely not on the outside of the boat. I swear this kid is absolutely fearless, and it scares the crap out of me. Another one is to not pick up anything off the ground she's not sure what is, or what could happen if she picks it up. I took her to the beach once, and she was picking up stuff along the water line. She comes back towards me with a jellyfish in her hands. The conversation went along the lines of, "What do you have in your hands there?" "It's a jellyfish. It was floating in the water. You shouldn't pick those up. Drop it back in the water right now. It's burning my hands." "So why are you still holding it? Drop it. It's so cute though." She calmly walks back to the water and plops it in. My sister wasn't surprised at all when I told her about it. She just said, "Well, if that's the only thing that happened while you watched her, you had an easy day." It's burning my hands. This made me lose it. Do not spray sunscreen in the toaster oven. Do not pour a whole bottle of dish liquid in the toilet. Lastly, do not pour cooking oil all over the kitchen floor so you can slide around in it. I put oil on the floor as a kid, me, my little brother, and my friend slide all over the kitchen. When my dad got home, he commented how nice the floor looked. No beating off with your bedroom door open even if you think your sister and mother are asleep. Just this week, mid-afternoon, after school, I'll take things my parents never had to tell me for $1,000. Alex. No crayons in the butter. No haunting the neighbors. My daughter used to think it was hilarious to whisper weird crap into the vents of our apartment building. Things like, "You have dishonored your ancestors. That's disgusting. Stop it. The cat want gravy." One of our elderly neighbors thought she really was a ghost, whispering to him, "You have dishonored your ancestors." I'm crying from laughter. Holy crap, that is good stuff. No putting yourself in timeout. FFS, why are you crying and sitting on the bottom step of the stairs? Just let yourself out of timeout. My little brother used to punish himself all the time but said it as though it would negatively affect my mum. She told him to be quiet once, playing a toy drum kit, and he said, "If I carry on, mum, I am just going to go to bed." It made my mum's life so much easier, haha. You have to stay on the toilet until you are completely finished, even if you have something you really want to tell someone right now. If you are on the toilet and someone else urgently needs it, "Just let me finish my chapter" is not an acceptable response. No changing the words of songs just because you know it will make your sister cry. If you are on the toilet and someone else urgently needs it, "Just let me finish my chapter" is not an acceptable response. I am now using this as an acceptable response. No licking the bus. No licking your hand then touching the bus then licking your hand. No licking your hand, touching the bus, then putting your finger in mama's ear. No licking mama's hand. No licking mama's ear. In fact, if we could just put a moratorium on licking things, that would be super. He's not quite 2. He licks. There shall be no slapping of your penis against the shower curtain. You cannot make this up. Every time he went to take a shower, all I heard was thwop, 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 thwop. Now I know what I'm doing today. Another one. No farting when you're sick. Kids thought it was safe to fart and they kept crapping their pants. Like, multiple times. Never ever trust a fart, Morty. No daring your little brothers to eat cat poop. No eating cat poop on a dare. But eating cat poop independently is fine. Do not eat the dog food from the dog dish like a dog. Also, do not take off your pants, bend over and spread your cheeks and show people your bum. But Shin-chan did it. Don't bite your toenails. You may only play with your penis in your own room, not on the living room couch. No dueling in the house. You may not put your little sister in any appliance, including but not limited to the washer, the dryer, the oven, the chest freezer, And the dishwasher. Me and my brother used to play hide and seek. He loved hiding in the dryer. I loved finding him by turning it on. Stop licking the kittens. My son licks our dogs. When he first started I would try to get him to stop, and he would bark at me. No dabbing while reading. As a parent of teenagers, this literally made me laugh out loud. Easy. I have 2 sons. One is 7 and one is 3. I had to enforce a rule for the 3-year-old called no headbutting at the dinner table. No headbutting at the dinner table. For frick's sake. The 7-year-old is so gentle and timid and the 3-year-old is an absolute psycho with zero fear. I'm not sure if it's a youngest child thing or he's just mental. I think you're supposed to leave a little mystery. Who is your favorite? After the second ceiling fan replacement, no full golf swings in your room. Probably too late for anyone to see this, but we had to have a no farting in people's faces rule growing up after my older brother pinned my younger brother down to fart in his face but accidentally crap on his face. Don't rub your dong on the dog. Don't rub your dong on mum's leg. Don't rub your dong on the stairs. For the love of God's kid, don't rub your dong on the furniture. Don't rub your dong here. Don't rub your dong there. For God's sake, don't rub it anywhere. Dr. Seuss. Do not write on the side of the car with a rock. Seriously, I have seen pictures of kids who did that, but, man, at least she wrote I love you. My brother wrote on the side of the car with a hockey stick. When my mom was asking who did it, he denied it up, down, left and right. Wasn't him. Only problem was, he wrote his name. If you wake a nap, you take a nap. To stop brothers from waking other brothers from a much needed nap, which only leads to much more crankiness and turmoil, I had to strictly enforce the rule that the nap waker became the nap taker. No licking the parrot and no putting her head inside your mouth and calling it a vacation. My kid is so weird. ETA, we have been cackling at all the replies. They are certainly unique. Putting her head inside your mouth and calling it a vacation. I'm crying with laughter. Your kid has an interesting mind. Don't empty 50 quid's worth of change down the toilet. My son has a thing for nipples. He's always playing with them. Mommy's nipples. Daddy's nipples. Complete strangers to him. S nipples. He's 3. Don't sit in the toilet. When you're done going potty, call for mom or wipe yourself and get up. Don't slowly sink down into the toilet. I fell in one time when I was little. I thought I was going to die alone inside a toilet, legs up, butt in water. Thank God my mom rescued me. I can only imagine how hilarious that must have looked in retrospect. Only pee, poo, and toilet paper go in the toilet. Thankfully, the lesson was learned at the cost of a toothbrush, not a plumbing bill. We have so many, just a few. No pee jars, bottles. Discovered a jar full of pee in family room closet. Turns out 7 years old didn't want to go to bathroom so was peeing in the jar. Discovered bottle in teenager's room. No locking siblings in a closet. No picking anyone up by their ears. No putting siblings in recycling or trash bins. No stickers or suckers on the dog. Also, no waffles on the cat. No putting pancakes between your toes. No banana fights. No jinx. My favorite. I can protect you from your siblings in video games or real life. Pick. No stickers or suckers on the dog. Also, no waffles on the cat. Joy color. No saying Santa in air quotes. Your sister still believes, dang it. Stay out of the rhino cage at the zoo. Portland, Oregon circa 1994. And no, I am not making this crap up. I ran into the flamingo enclosure when I was very young. It's been a while, but no Pop-Tarts in the VCR was one I hadn't anticipated. Your dong is not a sprinkler. You can't stand when going potty if you are pooping. The first came from my son standing in a circle and spraying the whole bathroom with pee. He said he wanted to see how many times around he could get before he ran out of pee. The answer is 3. The second came after finding piles of poop covered in toilet paper in front of the toilet. Not a parent, but when I was a kid my parents contacted our neighborhood Blockbuster and told them never to let me rent any crime gangster movies. Period. I used to watch these movies and spout off all the expletive-laden dialogues. Started using the F word around then too. This was when I was 10-11. The last straw was when right after dinner my dad told me to do something. Don't remember what. After which I looked at my mom like I was appalled and said, "You believe this piece of crap?" I watched Trailer Park Boys at around 14 or 15. My parents have always been tolerant of cursing, but when I started throwing frick in every other word, they finally told me I sound like a fricking idiot. No machetes on the trampoline. Don't play with your dong in the living room. Number, you cannot go wave at your dad from the driveway with no clothes on. No robots in the kitchen. Needed so I don't trip again over some remote controlled or autonomous critter while I'm working with knives or boiling liquids. I don't allow any kind of bulls in the kitchen. If the kids keep it up, I'll get a little graphic. Get out of here unless you want to cook your own face. My own example of this would be while on holiday my brother had to bring in a rule of no crossbows to be fired in a moving car. No peepees out at grandma's house. I don't mind the waist down nudity in the privacy of our home, and I know it's just natural curiosity and exploration, but for God's sake child, there's a time and a place for peepees and grandma's living room is not it. No sticking your food between your toes. Seriously, stop holding your dang carrots between your toes and then eating them. No pooping in the tub. I think we all know why I had to enact that rule. For frick's sake, Tommy. At Walmart, in the frozen food section, I've had to tell my son stop licking the glass on more than one occasion. He was 2 years old, now 3, and would lick the condensation off the inside of the freezer doors. There is no playing of Gloria Estefan's Rhythm Is Gonna Get You in my house because my son somehow became terrified of a monster called the Rhythmus, and his constant fear that the Rhythmus is gonna get him. No bulls. There is no place to hide. It comes at night. The Rhythmus gonna get him. Family and friends. When buying gifts for my kids, no toys that vibrate, please. Strictly no glitter presents. My sister peed me off last year just before Christmas, so I bought her kids glues, glitter, scissor confetti and paints. No paper though. No peeking through the cat door at whoever is in the bathroom. When playing cat or dog, do not use belts or strings around your siblings' necks. In fact, we banned belts altogether because this rule didn't like to be followed. Don't jump in puddles while waiting for the school bus. And especially don't on school picture day, please. The curtains are not meant for swinging on. We have a swing set in the backyard for this purpose. Rule for my husband. Make sure curtain rods are screwed into studs. Don't open the stove for any reason and don't put anything in there unless you are over 12 years old. Adults, please check stove before turning it on and remove any items you may have found to prevent fire. Pants are required if you want to play outside. Shirts are also appreciated although not required. Don't use the bathroom sink drain as a hiding place for your things. And lastly, if you find a cell phone laying around, leave it there and summon a parent. Don't throw it into the kitchen sink. Thanks. My son recently got the rule: if mom's phone rings, do not throw it in the shower with her. A few of the rules my mom had to create for my sister, the problem child. Don't put pickles in your pockets. No idea what the kid logic was on this one. No stuffing toys in your pant legs. Sister would do this to sneak toys into school. Don't stick gum on the wall behind your bed. Sister had a collection of it back there at one point. It was impossible to enforce this rule effectively. Pretty sure sister still keeps gum on her wall to this day. Empty your pockets before coming in the house. Sister had a habit of picking up anything and everything she saw on the ground and then putting it in her room. There were lots of others. As the relatively clean, relatively normal child, I was pretty much constantly scratching my head at my crazy hoarder sister. Still do. This is the goodest fly boy. He will bring you 10 years of happiness in exchange for a like on this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.